Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can use Fabric Workspace monitoring. Why is this important or why do you need this? Well, have you ever wondered how you can collect real-time diagnostics and performance data for your workspace activity? Well, if that's something you think of, well, the workspace monitoring tool is just what you need because it allows you to collect and analyze a log for a variety of use cases. Now, this is an example of a Fabric workspace. In here, if you go into the workspace setting, you notice there is an additional line called monitoring where you can set up a, a monitoring database. Now, with this, you're able to uh, store semantic model logs, for example, to gain deeper insight into your semantic model's performance and usage, and then allow you to optimize operations at every level. Of course, there are other use cases for it. So let's just simply create the monitoring database. Yeah, there was a little error there, but now the lakehouse or event house database is being created. It's usually called the monitoring database, and it collects real-time activity on your workspace. I will just give it a few minutes for it to complete um, loading. Now the monitoring KQL database has been created. You notice that there is a toggle button here. It needs to be turned on to collect log activity within the workspace. Now let's go into the workspace and sort of look at the database that have been created in monitoring KQL. Custom query language database that have been created here. At this minute, as we're looking at this database, there isn't any particular event that's happened. Hence, you see the data activity tracker is more like flat, nothing in there, nothing has happened, and there is nothing in the semantic model logs at the minute, right? So why don't let's try and generate some activity within our workspace and see how it's able to collect real-time information or data within our workspace. Now, what we do, I'll go into this pipeline that I've created before, and I'm gonna rerun it. So it's just for it to just generate some sort of a recent activity. So I've triggered the job, is running in the background, will allow it to complete, and then we'll also do something else. Let's go back to the workspace, right? Go back to the workspace, and we're going to go into the data warehouse that have been created before and do a few things just to see the activities as they're happening behind the scene and see how our monitoring KQL database and event house is able to do this. Now I've got a table here called customer. What I would do, I would drop this table, okay? I would drop it and kind of recreate it. I will recreate it based on what is here. I will just say create table as select. All right, create table as select, and I will give you a different name and say it is customer. Um, I can even say, because perhaps I don't want to bring in the information that's there, I will just say where 1 equals to 0. Okay, I'll create that. right? So we've created something in there. Something else we'd like to also do, um, let's just open a few things here and look at the table structure that have been created. So we see the table structure here, and of course it's empty at the minute. But really, we just want to see do some activity, and then go back into our database and sort of refresh it and see if there is any in here. As you can see, I can see there's an activities that have happened in there that is capturing. Now let's pick one of these. Perhaps we can go into our semantic log, for example, and I just want to use a query with code and return any 100 records. Okay, now I'll use that. As you can see, running that, it shows this piece of information. Okay, that's the 10 top log of this information, right? Now we can use it to create Power BI report and what's not. Okay, and sort of check what's happening in there, right? If we want to use to create any Power BI report, we can do so. If we like, it capture all the activities that is going on. So really, very quickly, you are able to use this fantastic tool to analyze what is going on. Now, what I just wanted to see in here, I've just refreshed the page for a reason, and I just want to see the semantic log. Before now, there was nothing happening here, but now you can see the size is increasing as we go along, capturing a lot of recent information. Now, let's go back to the workspace and have a look at the monitoring event stream and see what sort of information is it collecting at this time. Bear in mind, this is real time. And this is sort of an example of what you can use this monitoring tool to give you real time insight of what's happening. And if there is any error, or any particular log information that you need to look at and investigate further, you're able to use this monitoring tool to do that. For event house developer that are building real-time intelligence solution, for example, then using the ingestion query and you want to look at the performance matrix. Now, understanding all of this and be able to optimize it, it is so important. Now you can see it's returned some detailed information in there that can be very useful. So I hope this gives you an idea how you can use the monitoring feature in Fabric Workspace to monitor your activity. If you find this video useful and helpful, don't forget, click on the like button and then I'll catch you in another video. Thank you for watching.